most famous clipper ship was the Flying Cloud. It was built in 1851. On its first voyage, it traveled from New York to San Francisco around South America in a record time of 89 days. Thankfully, it doesn't take 89 days to get from New York to San Francisco anymore, but that was a record that stood for over a century. The record wasn't broken until the 1980s, and when a sailboat broke that 89-day record 100 years later, it could only break it by about 4 hours. So that'll tell you how good Donald McKay was at his job. Being constructed. That confuses a lot of people, considering how old Boston is. The reason why everything on the water is so new is because people didn't used to want to be near our waters. Our waters used to be filthy. This used to be filled with sewage and trash. This is not a good place to be. How do you even take a harbor cruise? Back then, you probably wouldn't be very happy right now. Even a mask, you can't even mask that. And so, cleaning up the harbor by cleaning up the trash, building that sewage treatment plant has really helped our city for the better. And so now people want that waterfront property and they want to take a harbor cruise, of course. School of fish right there, by the way. They're famously called the Green Monster. This bridge is painted the same color as that green monster. It took 26,000 gallons of paint to paint the whole bridge. The entire bridge is 2.5 miles long, actually half a mile longer than the Golden Gate Bridge. You can't see the whole bridge from here, it's mostly a land bridge. But around rush hour, Bostonians do tend to call it the longest parking lot in the world. Also, just quick little reminder, masks at all times, please. Thank you. Now, a little bit ahead of us, still to the right side, we're about to pass this tall stone obelisk monument. This is the Bunker Hill Monument. It commemorates the Battle of Bunker Hill. The Battle of Bunker Hill didn't actually happen on Bunker Hill. It was supposed to. The Patriot General told his men to go to Bunker Hill. They accidentally went to Breed's Hill, and for some reason, it's still called the Battle of Bunker Hill. Nobody really knows why. Probably just a mistake by a map maker. Because the Bunker Hill Monument actually sits on Breed's Hill where the battle happened. It's a strange mistake in history. This so-called Battle of Bunker Hill was one of the first major battles of the Revolution. During that battle, the Patriot General told his men, don't fire till you can see the whites of their eyes. He told them that because they were running out of ammunition very quickly and they needed to save it. Now we're sneaking up on the Charlestown Navy Yard. We're going to see two very historic ships right here. This first gray ship, it says 793 on the stern. This is the USS Cassin Young. She's a World War II Fletcher-class destroyer. One of the last ships to be hit by a kamikaze pilot. When it hit, unfortunately, it did kill 22 people, but miraculously it didn't sink the ship herself.